Hey guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. It's Tuesday, October the 8th, 2013, and this is Jennifer. It's been a super crazy busy week this week, as seems to always be the case this time of year. So over my shoulder, I have two Linus blankets that are completely done. These are quilts that I made the tops for at the last Linus Sew Day. I think I mentioned that to you guys, that we had a big sew day, and I think I finished 3 tops, and then I turned in another top that was something that I had in progress before I went. And this one, this really awesome London one, these fabrics actually are Timeless Treasures fabrics, and they're all from the same line. I don't remember the name of the line, but I can look it up if anybody has a question on that. I'm pretty sure if you go to the Timeless Treasures website and search for London fabric, it comes up. And this quilt here was made from 4-inch blocks that were donated by somebody else. They had already cut them out. They were in a little bag, and we have like this big box of kits. It's all stuff that's pre-cut. So I basically just picked something that I knew had been floating around for a while, and I made this top out of it. The tops got turned in. They were quilted by one of our awesome volunteer long arm quilters, and then they were returned to me, and I put the binding on. And I just have to say, the red binding on this quilt, Alia, if you're watching, this is the red fabric you gave me ages and ages ago that I think I've used in about 5 projects now. So this is the red fabric that keeps on giving. And I still have about 1/3 of a yard of it, so it just keeps going on. I also finished a super simple Linus Afghan, and these were yarns that were donated to Linus for us to make Afghans. I basically crocheted a chain that was about that long, and then I didn't count it or anything, and then these are doubles, and then I went around evenly with a half double, and then I did a single crochet on the outside of that. No pattern for this. I just, like I said, it was about that long, and then I just went until it was a nice rectangle. Our next meeting is the 19th. It's a very exciting meeting for us because the October meeting is our birthday meeting. And at our birthday meeting, not only do we celebrate Linus's anniversary, but we also have a little show. So we do a challenge every year where we give out fabric and yarn of a variety of colors or styles, and sometimes we have patterns that are included. It depends on what year it is and what kind of supplies we have, but the challenge is to take what you're given and make a blanket out of it, and then we show them all. We meet at a preschool that's attached to a church, and there's a fence that goes all the way around the playground, and we hang all of these beautiful Linus blankets out around the fence, and we do a little quilt show, a little Afghan show, because it is quilts and yarn blankets, and we do viewer's choice. We have door prizes and food and special visitors and all kinds of awesome stuff. So if you're in the Austin area and you happen to be around October 19th, definitely check it out. It's thelinusconnection.org, and there's always a link to that under my YouTube video on YouTube. If you're on my website, it's always in the sidebar. There's a Linus link there. And if you can't find it, just let me know and I will direct you to where you need to go. I have another Linus blanket in progress. This is what I've been doing at night. This is something else I did very similar. I wanted this one to be a little wider. So like, again, I made it about that long. I just crocheted a chain, and then I double crocheted across. And this time, instead of doing a flat stitch, I'm crocheting in the back loop, which makes this really nice ridge. I hope to have this finished by the next meeting as well. I also know from my friend that does a lot of the quilting for Linus that I have 2 Stars for Linus blankets that are going to be quilted, and I should be able to show those to you guys next week, so I'm really excited about that. So I've posted a couple of teaser photos of something I've been up to. Last week on Friday, I gave myself about a 3-hour break in the morning, and by break I mean I worked on something that was just for me. I'm usually working on sew hook stuff or Phantom and Stitches stuff, or making charity things for Linus, or working on any of those 3 websites. So I do keep extraordinarily busy. But I decided there was something I really wanted to do. I've been thinking about it for a long time, so I decided to go ahead and do it. So on Friday, I made this bag. And excuse me if I breathe a little heavy because it's kind of heavy. This bag is for... This is for my Singer. I have a Singer 301A, as you can see, and it is a much more portable machine than what I normally sew on. So my home machine that I sew on all the time is not very portable. It's an awesome machine, but it's kind of huge and it's very heavy, not very portable. For some time, I've been wanting to find a bag or a tote or something that I could carry my Singer 301A in because it's a smaller machine. All it does is straight stitch, and it's perfect for line of sew days or just going to a sew day with like my friends or whatever. So the point of this bag is this bag was made specifically for my Singer. So this is all leftover material from other projects. I had just bits and pieces of fabric. I used 3 different denims on this. And actually the bottom of this bag, which you can see here, on the inside of this, the bottom's actually 2 layers of denim plus the lining. So instead of putting like a piece of fiberboard or something in the bottom, it's 2 layers of denim, and I stitched and stitched and stitched to make sure that it was going to be really secure. There are pockets on both sides, and I found this little guy on clearance sale at Office Depot. It's got my accessories and my feet for my Singer in it. There's another pocket on this side, and I went ahead and put a bunch of buttons on here. I do that on all my bags, but this one got it on this side because I didn't realize my skeleton, my skull, I don't know if you can see him here. Here's a skull right here. He's upside down. So I just decided to put my buttons on top of him. I also created a pocket on the inside right here for a skinny cutting mat and a ruler. I have 2 6x12 rulers, so I put one in my bag, so I always have it with. The lining is actually all different. So I had this tattoo fabric, but I only had small pieces of it. And so I've got it in several different print sizes, so I use that throughout, and so I have this funky sort of tattoo fabric going on the inside of the bag. So this is the tattoo fabric. So my little Singer 301A has a very rock and roll bag. And the reason I made the straps kind of long is I like to carry my bags on my shoulder, and I like to put, if it's heavy, I want to put it on my back so that I can kind of hold it back so that I'm not banging it into doors and stuff. And so these straps actually worked out perfectly when the machine's sitting in it, and I put it on my shoulder. It's great. So I have all of my machine accessories. I have pockets for everything. I have a little tag that a friend of mine gave me last year that is has my name on it, so this is definitely my bag. Not that anybody that knows me wouldn't realize that this was my bag, but anyway, so the big point of this whole project was so that my 301 is ready to go all the time. All I have to do if I know there's a sew day is pick it up and take it with me. I don't have to disassemble my entire sewing room to go sew with my friends. So there's some fun things going on the various websites that I take care of. First of all, a reminder that on Fandom and Stitches we're having a Fault in Our Stars design challenge. So if you design anything that can be used in a quilt, like applique, paper piecing, embroidery, if it can be used in a quilt and you love the Fault in Our Stars, you like John Green, please design something, submit it. I'm giving away a Fault in Our Stars poster and a couple of buttons, and it's going to be fun. And you also get to have your pattern on Fandom and Stitches. My hope is that we get enough patterns in that we can actually have enough to make an entire Fault in Our Stars quilt, which would be amazing. Also very, very exciting, the Fault in Our Stars movie, their Twitter actually reposted our challenge on their Twitter, so I was very excited about that. I'm hoping we have a great turnout. I hope we get some new quilters in, and I hope we get some new nerd fighters over to Fandom and Stitches, because the crossover between nerd fighters and Fandom and Stitches is pretty huge. And because October is pretty much my favorite month, I've decided to do a couple of giveaways and challenges over on Sew Hooked. So first of all, I'm having a little celebration of some of my older Halloween crafts, and I'm posting just little retrospectives of some of the Halloween things that I've posted over the years, just patterns, tutorials, etc. And so as a bonus, if you make any of those tutorials from Halloween's past and you post them over in the Sew Hooked Flickr group, I'm going to give away a free copy of the Quilts from 100 Blocks. This is the one that my scarecrow pattern is in with the with corn maze. So it's actually a fall themed pattern. There's also a really fun Halloween quilt in here, so that's a little extra theme going on for you. So anyway, just check that out. It's on Sew Hooked. It's just look for Halloween. It's going to be posting probably twice a week the rest of the month. I think I have enough Halloween content to do that, so I think that'll be really fun. And speaking of Halloween, this is a new pattern that will be coming soon, so definitely look for that on Sew Hooked. This is something I designed for a project for a magazine that did not get picked up. So instead of letting it sit and collect dust, I'm going to go ahead and get this guy ready to go, and you will be able to get this via Craftsy just like all my other goodies. Speaking of Craftsy, they're having a big contest right now. It's the Craftsy 2013 Blogger Awards. If you are a fan of any particular blogs, say like Fandom Stitches or So Hooked, it would be really, really awesome of you to go to Craftsy and nominate either of those or somebody else if there's another blog that you absolutely adore. Nominate them for a Craftsy award. They only have 3 categories this year, and I believe they are Best Tutorials, Best Pictures, and then Best Craftsy Instructor. I am not a Craftsy instructor, but I am a designer. I'm hoping they add Favorite Craftsy Designer next year. I think that would be an awesome category because certainly I would be qualified for that, and so would be, you know, some of the most awesome designers I know would qualify for that as well. Anyway, I think it's the first year, but anyway, get over there, vote, and if you don't vote for me, vote for somebody, because I know you guys love blogs and you read a lot of great craft stuff, so go over there and check it out. I'll try to put a link directly in underneath this video. Last but not least, on Mondays in October on So Hooked, I am having a challenge called Name That Mustache. As you guys may remember, I have a really fun pattern set called Mustachio, and my Mustachio quilt is actually away at the quilters. These are the 12 mustaches. They're all 6x9, and I have updated the pattern for 2013. I will be breaking up the mustaches and posting them individually like I did all the Sunbonnet Sues, because I have been asked over and over and over to do that for these guys. But part of the problem is when I made this was Mustache 1, Mustache 2, Mustache 3, Mustache 4, etc. Not a lot of fun. So, month of October, on Mondays, I will be posting 3 mustaches, and I'm asking you to give me a name for each of those 3 mustaches. They're all numbered, so just say mustache number 1, you want to call this, mustache number 2, you want to call that. If I pick your name, because I'm going to pick my favorites, and whatever I pick, that's going to be the name of that mustache. If I pick your name, you get a free fat quarter. You get to name that mustache, and I will make a notation on the pattern that you named the mustache. This is going to be fun. I think it's already fun. Mustaches, disembodied mustaches, they're kind of hysterical. Mustaches have been a thing for a while now. I think I designed this in 2011. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at my records from way back. I'm pretty sure it was 2011, maybe early 2012. But anyway, Mustachio is one of the sillier things I've ever designed, and that's really saying something. So I'm looking forward to all the fun names that you guys come up with. A little disclaimer that I need to put in the post, because I noticed this was popping up, is please don't use copyrighted names, because I can't use anything that's copyrighted. So if it's obviously from a movie or a book and you know with one glance exactly who it is, I can't use it. But if you have something that kind of alludes to that and is not quite copyrighted, then definitely enter that. Otherwise, even if it's a great name, I have to skip over it because I can't use copyrighted stuff. So that's going to be it for me now. This is a huge long video. I better get to editing so I can get this thing online. You guys check out the challenges on So Hooked and on Fandom and Stitches. Definitely think about donating a Stars for Linus. You can find that information on So Hooked. There's a tab called Stars for Linus. Those are 12-inch star blocks that I collect and then turn into quilts for the Linus Connection, which is a charity that I have attended for almost 11 years in my area, which is Austin, Texas. And I think that's going to be it. You guys have a fabulous week. I hope you do lots of crafting. I'm looking forward to seeing all the great Halloween crafts, which I know are going to be coming up. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. And there's one of my hairs attached. Let's pull that out of there. I've created this bag. I gotta put this down. So instead of letting it sit and collect dust, I'm going to, did I say dusk?